FlossTube, Stephanie, Miss Oh So Crafty here. Welcome to my stitching vlog for the Olympics and the Stitching Olympics over on Stitch Mania. Today is August 6th, first day of the Olympics. How is everybody doing? Are you watching some of the sports? Me, I would like to, but we are cord cutters. I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned that before, but we don't have cable, and that makes it a little bit difficult to get sports. So I've watched some of the, I found a few things on YouTube, and I might try doing like AirPlay to get some of the sports on the big TV, but we'll see. I went to the NBC Sports app on the Apple TV and tried to sign up for it, but they won't let you sign up unless you have cable service, which seems so crazy to me because NBC is not a cable network, so why do they care if you have cable service or not, you know? But whatever, it is what it is. So yeah, so my plan for today is to work on the 12 Days of Christmas, and I'm looking forward to that. I normally work on that project during the first weekend of the month anyway, so it's kind of timely. And last night I worked on Celtic Autumn, and I had so much fun working on her. I was basically just trying to get her to the point where I could do the yellow, which is like her bodice. And I did that, and I did a little bit more, and I didn't want to stop. So I might do, you know, more than one project a day. So I may like continue working on Celtic Autumn as I go through the daily challenges, or I don't know. I mean, my focus pieces for this month include Siren and Shipwreck, which is pretty much on hold because I need that treasure to finish it. It's probably like 15 minutes away from being finished, you know? And then the Celtic Autumn and Earth Goddess and the Summer Bell Pull. So those are my focus pieces. And for Celtic Autumn, my goal is to basically like just stitch a lot of it this year and get it so that I can finish it pretty easily, like in the early part of next year, like by March or so. And as for Earth Goddess, well, my goal is to finish it this year, so I want to knock out a big chunk of it this month in August, at least the bottom half. And then for the Summer Bell Pull, I want to finish it by the autumn equinox, so that would be like September 22nd, I think. And I have 3 letters to go, M-E-R. M is partially done, E is a little bit started. So this month I'm going to try to finish definitely the second M and maybe the E as well. So those are my goals, and I will check in later and show you my stitching. Today I am going out this evening, so I may not have as much stitching time as usual, but on the other hand, it's Fridays and I don't have to get up and do anything tomorrow morning, so I can stay up till the wee hours if I choose to. So we'll see, and I will definitely get some work in on 12 Days of Christmas, a little bit of blue. So ta-ta! Hi everyone, Stephanie checking in with my stitching. So here is Celtic Autumn with the green-orange color conversion. I worked on this last night. My goal was to get it ready to do the yellow bodice, which will be right about there. So what I did is I stitched this off-white business, and then I stitched that dark green, and then the yellow bodice will go right there, like I mentioned. And then I had all this blank space, like right here. That's her lower sleeve, so I decided to fill that in with the greens. There's like 3 or 4 shades of green in there, and then I had a bit extra from the green, so I went back and did some of the skirt business in the green. So it was a lot of fun. It's tough to put her away, but sorry. I did take her off the scroll frame, so I'm committed to working on 12 Days of Christmas tonight, and I'll show you where I am with that. Here's my whip. It's getting big. Yep, so what I'll be doing tonight is this block, the Lord of Leaping, which I'll show you. There he is, Lord of Leaping, number 10. And I've already done some of the yellow. That's like his hat plume over here. So what I need to do is some of the red and the brown, his hair, and then I'll be in good position to do the blue vest. So the theme for today is blue for the Olympic ring. So yeah, that'll be fun, and we'll see how much of that block I can knock out tonight. I may do a little bit of the borders as well. So, yep. And I will check in later and show you how far I've gotten. Bye! Hey FlossTube, it is late Friday night. I am checking in to show you my stitching from today. It's been a very long day, unfortunately not a whole lot of stitching, but I am happy with this progress. So the goal for today was to do blue, and I started with the red hat and then the brown hair, and then I was able to place the blue vest. So that is 3 shades of blue. One of those shades is I did use down here for the snowflake medallion in the corner of the border. And then I decided to go back and do some green, which is one of the prevalent colors in this block. So the ribbon and the jacket, and then I did a little bit of his pants there. That's the brown. And I did a second color of yellow up here in the feather, to fill in that. Sorry about all the dangling threads. The thing about the figures in this pattern is they just involve 10 billion colors. So I'm a little bit concerned about, how long it's going to take to stitch these 3 motifs on the bottom, because they're all figures, but hopefully it won't be too bad. I think what I'll do is, since I didn't get a lot of stitching time today, I think I'll work on this again tomorrow, along with whatever other goal I have tomorrow. So, check in then. Good night. Bye. Hi FlossTube, Stephanie here, Ms. Oh So Crafty. Today is Saturday, August 6th. How is everybody doing? I hope you're getting a chance to rest, relax, have fun, do whatever you want to do on the weekend. Me, hi Oliver, he's coming to say hi. I am having a lazy day. Slept in till like 10:30 this morning, which was awesome. Haven't done that in years, but I needed it. Last night it was really rough. We had to say goodbye to a beloved pet, and it wasn't my pet, it was a family member's pet, but it was sudden, and I was there as the whole thing went down, and it was really sad, as you can imagine. And then between that and some other stuff that happened yesterday, last night I just felt like I'd been through the ringer emotionally, So I needed that long sleep to kind of like reset, and I feel much better today. And so today is International Day, and for that I'm going to be starting my 3rd reindeer by Nora Corbett, Donner. He's international because he flies around the world, Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve, and visits all the different countries, so international reindeer. And I'm also going to work a bit more on my Lord of Leaping, on my 12 Days of Christmas piece, because I want to finish that block, and I don't think there's too much left. So today should be a great day for stitching in terms of progress, and I will check in later and show you what I'm doing. Bye! Hey FlossTube friends, Stephanie here. It is late Saturday night, and I've started nodding off of my stitching chair, so I figured it's time to call it quits, but I wanted to share my stitchy progress. So this is my start on Donner by Nora Corbett, one of her Christmas Eve couriers, the reindeer, and I worked on him about 3 hours, and I put in 3 different colors. So the main color, the 420, the lighter brown, you can see the reindeer's body and 3 of his legs sort of sketched out. I took a look at the pattern trying to figure out where the silver is, and it's only used in the back stitching, but then it occurred to me that this fabric may qualify. It's pewter opalescent bellfish from Picture This Plus, and yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the whole darn thing is silver, and when I come back to this later during the games, I'll be working more on the reindeer, the browns, the reds, and maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll even get to the wreath around his neck. We'll see. I do hope I can finish this project this year. It shouldn't require that much. I mean, maybe just like a week, so hopefully I'll be able to fit it in between now and December 31st. And I'll show you the other project that I spent several hours working on today, a long time. Okay, so here is my 12 Days of Christmas by Joan Elliott, and today I worked on this block here, the Lord of Leaping. Lots of little color changes in there, took forever. And I did the borders, side, bottom, and this dark red line here at the bottom. I started the Piper piping block. So this brown is his boot, the gold is the sandy ground, and I am happy with my progress. So the only thing I would have liked to have gotten to but didn't would be the white in this snowflake medallion here. This project, we'll see it again for the song musical day or whatever of the Stitchylympics, and my goal for that day will be to work on the border and also do at least like half of this block. I think that would be awesome if I finished half of the Piper. So the end is within sight for this project. You know, just a couple more blocks and border. The border is very quick to stitch, but the these figures just involve so many color changes, and then there's back stitching, and there's gold metallic. So yeah, it's not a trivial amount of work. But it is, I mean, it's just so beautiful. I love how it's coming out. So I'm really happy to I'll be really, really happy when it's done. Beautiful and sparkly. Alright, I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Hi FlossTube, Stephanie here, Ms. Oh So Crafty. Today is Sunday, August 7th. How is everyone doing? I'm doing pretty well. I did some yard work. Man, it is hot outside. I spent like an hour pulling weeds and stuff. Yeah, and then I got a nice cold shower. Anyway, so I've been stitching, and today is the yellow day for the yellow Olympic rings, and my focus for that is Celtic Autumn. I'm going to be working on her yellow bodice, and I'm also working on Donner today because I just didn't want to put him away. So I will check in later and show you my stitching. Ta-ta! Hey FlossTube, wanted to give you an update on Donner. I just didn't feel like putting him away. Even though I had taken the fabric off my scroll frame and everything, I put him back on. And I want to do a little bit more. So you can see I put in this lighter tan color and this darker brown, and then a really dark gray brown for his hooves and stuff. And you can see there's, basically the bottom of his body, his forelegs and everything. So I'm happy with this start, and it'll be fun to get back to him later during the Stitchylympics. And I'll show you Celtic Autumn now. So here's my progress on Celtic Autumn. The first thing I did was the yellow, because that was the theme for today, yellow Olympic rings. So up here on the bodice, there's 4 different shades of yellow, but it's not a whole lot of stitching. It didn't take very long, so I moved back to the skirt. You may recall that there were many, many dangling threads. Well, I cleaned all that up, extending the skirt down, and then I pulled some new thread and I stitched this section here. I got down to the base of the skirt. I was able to add this little bit of yellow stitches there and there. That is that's going to be the trim at the bottom of her dress. So great progress, very happy with it, and I'm looking forward to getting back to it, I think later in the Olympics, and certainly after the Olympics are over. Ideally, it would be great to work this border down to the bottom and then stitch the rest of the skirt this month in August, but we'll see. As for right now, it's late past my bedtime, so I'll say good night. Bye. Hi FlossTube, Stephanie here, Ms. Oh So Crafty. Today is Monday, August 8th. How is everybody doing? Start of the work week. I hope everyone's doing well and you had a nice relaxing weekend. This morning I took Oliver to a play date, and I was looking forward to catching up with some of my friends, but neither of them showed up. But it was cool because I got to meet some new people, and Oliver had a great time, so that was cool. We just got home, giving Oliver some lunch, and I think he's kind of exhausted after all the socialization this morning, so maybe he'll take a nap this afternoon. So today is the water day for the Stitchylympics, and my original plan was to work on The Castle by Teresa Wensler, which is, you know, a castle perched over water. But that's not one of my focus pieces for the month, and it occurred to me that my summer bell pull, the second M block, which is in progress, actually has water in it that needs to be stitched. It's like a beach, you know, with water and waves and everything. So I think I'll do that instead. So I'll work on the summer bell pull today. And I still do want to work on the castle just because I want to work on all my whips during the Stitchylympics. So I think I'll move that into the triathlon day, you know, where I work on 3 different projects. So I will check in later and show you my stitching. Bye! Hey guys, checking in to show you my starting point for the summer bell pull. I'll be working on the M block, the second M. So this part right here, which is some crashing surf, you can see in the pattern photo, water, yeah. And I need to pull some more DMC from my master set to do this. However, I need to put away the stuff I've been using since the beginning of the month, which is all over here. It's organized in 2 stacks. I have 2 3-inch binders that I store the DMC in, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here is binder 1, 3 inches, right? And it goes from starting with blanc, and then so forth, all the way up to like 839, and then the other one has the second half of the set. So this binder is pretty stuffed, as you can see. So ideally I would have a 3rd binder, but the 2 binders work for now. So I'm going to put away this stuff and pull some new thread to work on the summer bell pull, and I will check in later and show you how far I've gotten. Bye! Hello my friends, checking in. It's late. I wanted to give you an update on my progress for today. I feel like I got a lot done, probably because this is the only project I worked on today, and Oliver took a good nap, so... Anyway, I have stitched all this watery business, and then a whole lot else, all the beach, and as I was doing the water, I didn't just do the water, I used the colors wherever else they appeared in the block. So I worked on this beach ball, and the bucket, and the water and the sand in the bucket, and the shovel, and the starfish, and the sand dollar. And these flip-flops a little bit. Really glad that the starfish and sand dollar are done, and all the sandy business. Those are not my favorite colors to stitch. So this black is really coming along. I even did some of the white on white over here for this shell. So what's left is I need to do a little bit of white on white over here for the beach ball, and then some more white and some light colors for the shell, and a little bit more blue and some yellow for the bucket, and some greens for these flip-flops here, and then some greens for the like greenery vines and whatnot, leaves and stuff over there, and then like some little stitches in light blue for like the sky basically. But those are just like a few little scattered stitches. So yeah, so very pleased with my progress. This block is, you know, pretty close to finish, I'd say. And look at this hot mess of dangling threads. Yeah, it just kind of gives you an idea of how many colors are used in this piece. It's ridiculous. So many color changes. So, but you know, it is pretty. Alright, I will check in tomorrow, and good night. Hey FlossTube, Stephanie here. Today is Tuesday, August 9th. How is everybody doing? Today in the DC Metro, it is just gray, more gray. Yuck. I'm feeling kind of blah myself. I think maybe I overdid it a little bit with my summer bell pull yesterday. So today is the stitchy theme is black for the Olympic rings, I guess, and my only project that involves black is, again, the summer bell pull. So I considered starting a new project. I thought about Gigi by Nora Corbett, one of the Bewitching Pixies. She involves 2 skeins of 310 I found as I took it out. But then I thought about my whips, and then I was like, oh man, I need to finish some stuff, so I guess I'll stick with the summer bell pull. It doesn't really have that much black, but you know, enough I suppose, and I'll work on that, and I will check in later and show you my stitching. Bye. Hey FlossTube, here is my starting point on the E block of the summer bell pull. I'm going to be working on the black, which is like the ants and the ladybug and this flower business and all that, another ladybug, yeah, so and then I'm going to go back and work on the second M block above it, which is not quite done yet, so I'll check in later and show you how far I've gotten. Bye! Hello peeps, it's late and I want to give you my stitchy update for today. So this thing has gotten so big, the only place I can really show it is the floor. That makes me pretty happy. So here's the full piece in all its glory. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I do think it's really pretty. It's sort of a pain to work on with all the little color changes and everything, but there's no denying that it does create a gorgeous piece in the end. So that's Stony Creek for you. Anyway, so what I did today is, well, I stitched a little bit of black here, and this will be the E block, so like there's an ant and another ant and a bird with some black and another ant and then the ladybug. And then I went back and I did as much as I could in this M block. It's pretty much done except for this shell here. The empty spaces need a DMC color variation, which I do not have in my stash, so I wasn't able to do that. This area up here looks kind of blank, but there's going to be some back stitching there eventually, so this block is all done just except for those stitches there. And then you may recall I had like a billion things dangling. There's still a few dangling, but I was able to move most of it down into this block and stitch some of the little motifs up here. So there's like a bluebird, and then this is like a potted plant, and then this is another bird, yellow and black. I don't know which kind of bird that's supposed to be. I'm not really up on birds, sorry. And then I did a little bit more of this tablecloth, and then I did some of the one of the camper vans, this blue and this red here. And then I felt like adding a little bit of the letter, so I started with the E, these two long rows of stitches. So this is like I'd say it's a baby start on the E block. But when I come back to this later in the Stitchylympics, I will be doing the wheels, which are on the camper van. So there'll be a wheel here and a wheel over here. And then I'm going to work on, after I'm done stitching those wheels, which won't take very long, you know, they're not very many, it's like maybe 20 stitches total or whatever, I'll be working on the E and the inner border. I prefer to have the inner border and the letter done before I add all the stuff around the edges, because it assists with the counting and it's easier to tell if everything is situated properly. So that's what I'll be doing, and even outside of the Stitchylympics, I will try to finish the E block this month, August, and then next month, September, I will just have to do the last block, which is R, and then add the back stitching, which is, I mean, there's back stitching in every block, but it's not terribly extensive, so probably like a week in September will be enough to do the R and the back stitching. So that would be cool, and I'm you know, happy with the progress, and I'm happy to put it away now too. So I'll check in tomorrow. Good night. Bye. Hey FlossTube, Stephanie here, Miss Oh So Crafty. Today is Wednesday, August 10th. How is everybody doing? The stitchy theme for today is gymnastics events or specialty stitches, and let me just say congrats to the women's U.S. national team. You guys are awesome. So happy you won. Little bit, you know, I used to be a gymnast back in the day, all through my childhood. Started when I was very young. Quit when I was 14 because I wanted to like go to high school and have sort of a normal high school experience. But it was great in a lot of ways. I think gymnastics teaches you to face your fears and to challenge yourself, to push yourself, and to be strong. All through elementary school, I was stronger than any boy in my class, which was Very gratifying, I tell you, when you challenge the class bully to an arm wrestling match and you win. So, anyway, back to stitching. So, I was going to work on my Earth Goddess today, and sorry guys, I had to deal with Oliver. He was eating lunch and decided to spill some milk, so yeah, so this morning what I did was I took him to the playground and then ran an errand. I find that he's much more cooperative on errands if he's had a chance to exhaust himself a little bit in the playground. Today he decided he wanted to play in the sandbox, and he's never noticed the sandbox at this particular park. And the park itself is shady, but the sandbox area is in full sun, so he got really overheated and really dirty in the sandbox. So I did run my errand, and we came home. It's about 12:30 now. So yeah, like I was saying, and then the other thing is I stayed up really late last night. I wrapped up my stitching around 11:30 or something, and I should have gone to bed, right? But no, I decided I wanted to go on Fusion Beads, which I heard mentioned on FlossTube, and work out a conversion for Enchanted Mermaid. That project requires so many beads and treasures. It adds up to quite a lot of money. I think well over $100. Sorry, Oliver's playing with his kitchen over there. Yeah, so I'm going to need to figure out some sort of swaps or something, because I'm not going to spend that amount of money on beads. And then the other thing is the Fairy Ideal project. I'm stitching it on 36 count, or I will be anyway, and I need to convert the size 11, like the regular C beads, to size 15, the petites. So I did that. That wasn't so hard. There's only 5 or 6 beads called for, whatever. But the mermaid, I'll have to do a bit more research. And then I was like, well, maybe I should write an entry on New Stitchy Start blog. That's like this group blog that I participate in for BAP projects. I'm using my Love for Capital L project for it, and I post on a monthly basis. Yeah, so I stayed up really late, and I only got about 6 hours of sleep last night, so I should probably try to take a nap today. Alright, I'll check in later and show you my stitching. Bye! Hi FlossTube, here's my starting point in Earth Goddess. So, I was going to do some back stitching on this. The only thing that's really ready to do though would be this business around her circle. All these little green vines and branches are back stitched. But it requires a Krennic thread, which I may or may not have in my stash. I'll have to check. In the meantime, I'm just going to work on her skirt, try to fill in the lighter color, which is, see if I can find it. Here we go, 977. I think that's it. So, I will check in later and show you how far I've gotten. Bye! Hey FlossTube, it's late, and here's my stitchy progress from today. So, Earth Goddess, as you can see, she's actually the only thing I pulled out today. And my back stitching is up here, this green Krennic. Little vines and leaves around the wheel of life, I suppose. I'm almost out of that Krennic, so I'm gonna have to buy more, and I can see that the back stitching on this piece might even exceed the back stitching on Air Goddess, which was crazy. So yeah, once I finish this quadrant, I think I'm gonna start back stitching seriously, because if I need to keep on top of it, otherwise it's gonna be overwhelming. And then other stuff I did today include, I put in the lighter orange color in the skirt. Did a bit more of these mushrooms. Did this mushroom cap in these red pinky colors. Did a little bit of the what is that? Her waist bodice or whatever, I don't know, up there. And not bad for a day. I'll be working this again tomorrow, doing green, so the grassy area. And we'll see how far I get. So, have a good night. Ta-ta. Hey FlossTube, Stephanie here. Today is Thursday, August 11th. How is everybody doing? Almost a week down in the Olympics, and I'm having a lot of fun with my stitching. I hope you are too. So today was a very long day. I drove up to Baltimore, which is like an hour and a half drive with my young son to visit a family member, and it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of driving. And this evening I had some stitchy time with a friend, which was a blast. Hi Sumira. And now I am home and hoping to do a little bit more stitching before bedtime. So today I've been working on Earth Goddess. The theme is green for the Olympic rings, and she's nailing on grass, so there's plenty of green to be stitched, and I'm making some good progress, so I will check in later and show you how far I've gotten. Ta-ta! Hey guys, I'm popping in for a update on my Earth Goddess, today's progress. So I stitched a lot of green today, all this green grass. I put in a lighter color of green and some of the darker color extending into the left half of the pattern. And I worked a bit on this mushroom cap over here and started the snail over there. I put in the lightest gray color on the insets of the dress, and I finished these mushrooms over here and put in this lighter brown color up there on her bodice. So, and I did a bit of sandy brown over here in the grassy area and some white as well. So good amount of progress, I think, and I'm going to keep this on the scroll bars. Tomorrow it'll be one of my projects for the triathlon, so I'm going to try to knock out some more of the this quadrant over here. So I will check in tomorrow. Good night. Hey FlossTube, Stephanie here, Ms. Oh So Crafty. Today is Friday, August 12th. How is everybody doing? I hope that you had a good week and are ready for the weekend. I know I am. It's been kind of a long week and the weather doesn't help. It's been really hot here, around like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and then higher than that with the heat index. It is quite humid in the area where I live, and I don't do well in the heat, neither does my son. And today I had to take him to the pediatrician for a checkup, and just even like walking into the office from the parking lot was just miserable. It's like hot enough to fry an egg on the sidewalk, you know? So I'm ready for summer to be over, and yeah, I hate the heat. So anyway, I digress. Today is the triathlon day for the Stitchylympics, and that is a real challenge for me because I am not used to rotating 3 pieces in a day. It's not really my style, but you know, in the spirit of the Stitchylympics, I'm going to give it a go. And I worked on Earth Goddess earlier today, not a whole lot, but some. So that's one project down, and then I have pulled the castle and my Angelina ornament. Both of those are at the backstitching stage. Well, the castle is ready for some backstitching. Angelina is, all the cross-stitching is done, so I have to backstitch. So I'll be doing a little bit on both of those, maybe like an hour each, or less, I don't know, we'll see. But I will check in later and show you my stitching. Ta-ta! Hey FlossTube, Stephanie here to give you an update on my triathlon progress for Earth Goddess. I am putting her away now for the rest of the Stitchylympics. So what I did today is I did these mushroom stems there and there, and I filled in more of the ground, some of the sandy color and the white flowers, and I did a bit more of her skirt and her apron. I'm not sure what's going on with this skirt. It's like an overskirt and an underskirt or something. I don't know which is which, but there's like this gray portion and then this like warm autumn colors. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress, although I do intend to get back to this after the Stitchylympics because she's one of my focus pieces for August, and I'd really like to, at a minimum, finish like the skirt portion of the dress, which would be some more of this like gray business. And maybe all the grass as well. There's a lot of grass and like mushrooms and stuff that's going to go over here. So we'll see, and I will check in later and show you my other triathlon projects. Bye. Hey guys, it's late, but I thought I'd give you my update from the triathlon. So here's the castle, and I've backstitched this tree, that tree, that tree, and like half of this tree. And that took about an hour, so I mean, it's a little bit of progress, but considering my goal is to cross-stitch, not to cross-stitch, my goal for this year is to backstitch, like, this whole Rocky Cliff portion and the castle, like the castle walls, basically everything that's not metallic, so everything except the dragon. And there's a long way to go because every little rock is outlined and all the clefts in the rock, so yeah, I'm going to have to devote a nice long chunk of time to this later this year, probably at least a week to accomplish all that backstitching, but I'll get there eventually. I think I'll work on this project again in September or October, so something like that. The other project I worked on is Angelina by Mill Hill. I added the backstitching. There's a little bit of like pink backstitching around her face, her hands, and her feet. A little bit of dark brown underneath the lute, a little bit of light brown for her facial features, and double wrap French knots for her eyes. I did not quite finish. There's a little bit of red that needs to be done for her mouth, and then gold metallic for the strings on the lute. But around 11 p.m. my friend in Canada texted me, and we spent a while chatting. We met like years ago via our blogs, and she's a cross stitcher too and a knitter, and now we have kids that are about the same age, so we have a lot in common, and we always have plenty to talk about. And I've never met her. I may never meet her. We live like very very far apart, but I do consider her a good friend, and it's always lovely to chat. Anyway, so there's my progress from the triathlon combined with, Earth Goddess, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Just one project. Yay! Alright, see you then. Good night. Hey FlossTube, Stephanie here, Miss So Crafty. Today is Saturday, August 13th. How is everybody doing? Weekend's here. Yay! I hope you're getting a chance to relax and stitch and do whatever you want to do. Me, I am looking forward to a wonderful stitchy day. Don't really have a whole lot to do today. No reason to go out, which is good because it is beastly hot outside, so I can just stay in, enjoy the air conditioning. Anyway, today is the red day in the Stitchylympics, red for the Olympic rings. I will be working on my Love with a capital L piece, which the main color is red, crimson silk, Gloriana silk floss. So that will be fun, and I'll check in later and show you my stitching. Ta-ta! Hey FlossTube, checking in with my Love with capital L piece starting point. So I'm going to be working on this page over here. And specifically, what I'm going to work on first is this decorative element, which is, this side is going to be the same as that side, basically, so more red. And I'll do Perseveres over here and work on the border, this band pattern rather, and maybe the border too. Between these 2 days I intend to devote to this project in the Stitchylympics. I do intend to finish this page, page 12. So I've done a little bit since I pulled it, just a few rows really of the red. I forgot to take footage before I started, but I will check in later today or tonight and show you how far I've gotten. I hope I can knock out a lot of it because, it's Saturday and yeah, lots of stitchy time. Alright, bye! Hey guys, I'm checking in with my stitchy update for today. It is late and I've knotted off, so it's definitely time to call it quits. But I wanted to show you my progress. So here's the entire piece so far. And the one part I've did today was page 12 over here. I actually finished page 12, which is awesome. So this little motif, the Perseveres, the rest of this band pattern, Ever Ails, and the rest of the side border over here. And then I spent some time charting my new section, which is like personal wedding details, and I extended this side border down here. I need this border because I'm gonna count, off of it to space my new section. So it's going to be a rose band pattern going across, and then below that it'll be my full name, ampersand, his full name, united in marriage, and then the date, and then the bottom border. So this project actually has a end in sight, I feel, and I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to add my personal details. The rose band is significant because I did carry roses on my wedding day, and I also had calla lilies in my bouquet, so maybe I can add a calla lily motif as well to the new section. I think I am going to have some empty space in there. I'll have to add something, so I'll figure that out. And the section that I charted is not as tall as like one of the original pages, so I don't think it, and plus it's, all text, so I don't really think it'll take all that long to stitch. I do want to finish this project by November, and I might even be able to finish it sooner than that. We'll see. But I am very happy with how it's coming out, and I will work on it again later in the Stitchylympics, and I'll get a start on that rose band pattern, and I might just start like the first letter of each line just to like verify that my border over here is going to work out. I think it will. I mean, according to like my new chart, but until I get it on fabric, I'm not absolutely sure. So this is going to be my last update for my first part of the Stitchylympics vlog. I will continue vlogging, but I think tomorrow I'm going to put all this footage together and publish it to YouTube. So I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. Thank you to everyone who leaves a comment. Your comments just, brighten my day, and I love reading them. I love answering your questions. I love being part of the FlossTube community. So it's great, and feel free to drop me a line or whatever you want to do. I'm happy to like answer questions or discuss stitching or whatever you want. So anyway, happy stitching everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye.